Hi everyone, my name is Jane and welcome to a new video. Today I will be showing you 1 week in the life of a goth. Now of course not everything I do is necessarily a goth activity, not everything in this week is related to me being goth, but I just thought it would be fun to show you some of the things that I do in my life. Now just to clarify, I picked this week specifically because I don't normally do this much fun stuff and I don't normally have this much free time in my weeks because normally I'm a full-time student and I work a job, but this week I had a break, so I kind of had time to do some fun stuff and show you what I do in my life and what kind of stuff I like to do. So it's not 100% how my normal weeks go, but a normal week for me would be really boring to show you because it would be like wake up, go to university, go to my work and go to sleep. So that is kind of way too boring. So this week some of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to film a video, I'm going to edit a video, and I will kind of show you how I do these things. I will go to work, I'm going to see a horror movie, and I'm going on a trip to celebrate Halloween and much more. So this video was filmed around Halloween, so a lot of these things are kind of Halloween themed, but since this is a goth channel, I think I can get away with Halloween content in like November. So I will not really be vlogging my face the whole time, maybe little parts of it, because most of my days I am not really in full makeup and most of these days were kind of like lazy days or work days, and I look really awful on those days and I do not really feel comfortable putting myself on YouTube like that. So most of it will be me filming what I'm doing, but I promise it'll still be fun. So I'm just gonna be showing you little parts of what I do in my days this week, and I hope you have fun watching some of the things that I normally do in my life. I think this is kind of a nice way to, in a way, connect with my viewers because you can see some of my more personal things and I just love that. By the way, I will be really careful filming locations around my house and around my work. So I will probably cut some things out, film the floor, blur some things, whatever. But if you recognize any of these places where I go to, if I do not say the specific name of that place, please do not mention it in the comments down below because I do not want people to know where I am. So let's start with day 1 of my week. Today I'm going to record a YouTube video, so let me show you what happens behind the scenes. I always start by doing my makeup, which usually takes me about 2 hours to do. Some people have asked me for a makeup tutorial, but I'm sorry guys, I actually honestly am really bad at doing makeup. I always just do something random and sometimes it looks pretty good and sometimes it just looks awful. And I also use like the most cheap makeup possible and probably not the best quality. Oh yeah, I also fry my hair before recording because I want it to be like straight. I also like to put in some jewelry to finish my look. So after doing my makeup, I prepare my filming setup, which looks something like this. Yeah, it's a really wonky setup. My ring light is balancing on top of a few of my anatomy books on top of a drawer, but it works I guess. The setup of a broke YouTuber. So I film my videos with my phone, so I put my phone in my €5 ring light and then I start recording. Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. My name is Jane and today and after recording I take some pictures for the thumbnails. The first thing I do after recording is take off all my makeup because I actually hate the feeling of it. I felt kind of bad this time when I was removing my makeup because my eyeliner looked pretty flawless. So usually the same afternoon or the next day I edit my videos. I edit my videos in this editing program called Filmora, and it usually takes me about 2 to 6 hours to edit one video. It really depends on the type of video that I make. I'm pretty perfectionistic, so I always try to cut out every single and every pause that I have in my video. I don't always succeed at that, but I try. I know my videos aren't perfect, but I spend a lot of time trying to make them as perfect as I can. So today is Tuesday and I actually have to go to work. Before I go to work, I like to wake up with a cup of tea. Yeah, on Goth confession, I do not like coffee, I love tea. And here's my cat asking for attention because he never gets enough. So it's now time to leave for work, so I will say goodbye to my cats, who always look really sad when I leave. So obviously going to work is kind of a boring thing to put in a video like this, but since this is a goth channel, I thought it would be interesting since I work in a morgue, and I thought I could tell you a few things about my work while I show you how I go to work and some videos. I actually can't really film at work because I'm not trying to become like Logan Paul, if you understand what I'm referring to. So I've been working at the morgue for about 1.5 years now. and I actually work there as kind of like an assistant. The morgue where I work is in a hospital. When someone passes away in the hospital, I go and bring that person to our morgue, and then I kind of prepare them. And we also perform autopsies at my work. I do not do them like on my own, but I can assist and I can watch and I can help with the autopsies, which is like the most amazing, incredible thing ever to like be able to witness and to be able to help with. And yeah, we do a lot more, but I made a video about that on my channel, so if you want to know more about my work, you can watch that video about it. But if you want to know anything, you can just ask me in the comments down below.
12 seconds later.
It's now 5 p.m, so time to head back home. And of course my cats are already waiting for me at the door. So the way I like to spend my evenings is by playing video games with friends or with my boyfriend. At the moment I play a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which actually just came out. I play a big variety of games, so if you're a gamer too, do let me know what kind of games you like to play. Also, let me just take one moment to brag about my setup. I'm really proud of my setup because I also built my PC myself. By the way, check out my wallpaper, isn't it cool? So today I'm going to do two things. First, I have my bachelor graduation ceremony, and after that I'm going to see the new Terrifier movie in a cinema. So I graduated my bachelor for medical school in July, but today was the ceremony. My mom and my boyfriend were there with me, and I got these beautiful roses from them. My cat really loves them too. I can't really show much of my graduation because I would be doxing myself, because the name of my university was literally everywhere on the recordings. But yeah, it was really fun and a really special moment in my life. After my ceremony, I went to the cinema to watch Terrifier 3. I will tell you a bit more about the movie later in this video. My look today was pretty simple since I was gonna sit in the dark anyway. I just did some simple black eyeshadow and I put on a cute skirt. I'm really excited for this movie because I've been waiting for this since I finished watching Terrifier 2. So of course I'm getting popcorn for doing the movie. Salty popcorn is better than sweet popcorn, by the way, just saying. Of course we were seated on the highest row. It wasn't really busy in the cinema today.
12 seconds later.
This movie was so good. I think I will give a little review of it. So just a short little review of Terrifier 3, just between everything, because I really enjoyed this movie and I just want to talk about it. So I did watch Terrifier 1 and 2 before this, obviously, and if you're going to watch Terrifier 3, I definitely recommend seeing 1 and 2 first, because it's kind of a story that kind of continues over the 3 movies. But if you're into horror movies, I definitely recommend this one. It was just so funny and it was just so good and it was actually insane. And I feel like part 3 is so much more crazy than part 1 and 2. Like, it's just keeps getting more extreme with every movie they make and I love it. But if you're going to watch this movie, please watch the trailer beforehand, because during this movie there were actually 5 people who walked out of the cinema because they got scared or they got grossed out. So please know what you're getting into before you go to the cinema, because this movie is kind of gross, like in a horror way, and there's a lot of gore in it and stuff. So if you're not into that, do not go to this movie. And if you're into that, definitely go, because this movie was just so good. And I'm so happy they finally explained more of the story, because in Terrifier 2 I was like, what is happening at the ending? And in Terrifier 3 they finally kind of explain why all this stuff is happening and who Art the Clown actually is and who that other girl actually is. And I'm so glad, because in Terrifier 2 I just didn't understand anything anymore. And if you want to know what my favorite moment was, little spoiler ahead, I'm not gonna name the entire scene, but just the rat scene. Okay, the rat scene was just, oh my god, it was crazy and gross. And I do not actually get grossed out by movies a lot, because as you've seen in this vlog, I work in a morgue. I do not get grossed out easily, but that scene was just crazy. And also the shower scene, but I thought that was rather funny. And by the way, do not call me a psychopath for liking this movie. I will not actually watch this movie and be like, let me try that out in real life. Because I've seen a lot of people say that people who enjoy Terrifier are gross and psychopaths, but it's just a movie, and anyone who watches that movie knows that it's just a movie. We just enjoy it because it's kind of funny, because Art the Clown is just a funny man, but we do not actually think that this is okay in real life. And the people who enjoy Terrifier know that this is all fiction. It's not like we're just gonna go ahead and try this out in real life. Like, the only reason why this is an enjoyable movie is because we know it's fake. So yeah, just want to say that really quickly. So tomorrow is the day that I will be going on a trip to celebrate Halloween, but I do need to prepare some things for that. I actually think that I will be painting my nails black for this trip. I usually can't really wear nail polish because it's not allowed at my work, but I can wear it during my trip. Alright, I think this looks pretty good. I also really need to touch up my hair dye because it looks really awful right now. It's like half blonde again. But I don't think I have enough dye to dye it all again. So that's kind of a problem because my hair looks awful and I kind of want my hair to look good. And I kind of want my hair to look good when I'm going on the trip. So yeah, I still decided that I want to dye it. I want to try it, and I will actually try to make some more of this dye by adding some conditioner to it. So maybe I can have some more. I don't know if it'll make the color less vibrant, but I'll just try it anyway. So this is kind of the setup that I use to dye my hair usually. I actually have made a video about how I dye my hair red, so if you want to watch that, you can find it on here. But I usually just have my mirror here and then another mirror there. And I always use these medical gloves that I actually got from work to dye my hair because obviously I don't want to get stains on my hands. And I'm watching a series in the meantime. I'm watching Jane the Virgin at this moment. Yeah, I'm kind of watching that at the same time because it's kind of boring to dye my hair. So this is how my hair is looking right now. You can see it in here and in the mirror. So it's supposed to be this color. And it is this color. I'm just gonna dye it now, and I really hope that I have enough dye, but we will see. So the hair dye is in there. I actually ended up having just enough to cover every strand of hair. So I'm just gonna let it sit for about 30 minutes. And then I'll wash it out in the shower and then it should be all red again. And here's how it looks when it's dry. I'm pretty happy about it. I think it looks a lot better than it did just now. And I'm actually really obsessed with this red color. I think it looks pretty good on me. Here's a video from the back. The lighting is pretty bad, so I hope you can see it. The last thing I need to do today is pack for my trip. So I'm packing my suitcase right now. As you can see, I already packed some of my clothes and there's a lot of variation in color, like always. Oh, and look at my toiletry bag. It's so cute. I'm also taking this cute little bag with some makeup in it and stuff. Oh, and look who wants to go on the trip with me. And in the evening, I'm playing Call of Duty again, of course, because I'm addicted now. So today's the day that we will leave on a trip to Europa Park. It's a huge theme park in Germany and it'll be a lot of fun. We're kind of going there to celebrate Halloween and also just for fun. We're going there by plane because it's really far away for us. I'm going on this trip with my family and my boyfriend, by the way. The flight was only 1.5 hours long, but we also had to take 3 trains and a bus. Here's a quick look around in our hotel room. It's nothing really special or something. Oh yeah, oops. That's what happens to white towels after I just dyed my hair. Now let's go to Europa Park. We went around the end of October, so everything was covered in Halloween decorations. This one was my favorite, it's so cool. There's also pumpkins everywhere, literally so many pumpkins throughout this whole theme park. I do really love the effort that they put into these decorations because there's just so many all over the park. I think theme parks in my country would never do something like this, but I must give Germany credit for this because it looks absolutely amazing around Halloween. There was also constantly Halloween music playing through the boxes in the park, so that also kind of added to the Halloween vibe. The park itself is actually really beautiful. There's all these different little villages that represent the countries from Europe. There's England, France, the Netherlands, Spain, Russia, which had a super fun roller coaster, by the way. And of course there's also Germany and Greece, which was so pretty, by the way. And there's Ireland, Italy, Scandinavia, and much more. It's actually really fun because they added all these kind of typical things for these countries in those parts of the theme park. So all the roller coasters are kind of connected to the country that it represents. Of course, the first thing we had to go in was a water ride, so we were immediately soaked and cold. It was a fun ride though. Some roller coasters were really scary fast, and most of them were pretty tall as well. There was this roller coaster called Silver Star, and it went 130 kilometers per hour, and it was 73 meters tall, which was really scary, but I did go on the ride. In the part that represents the Netherlands, we of course had to try the food. There's these mini pancakes, which is a Dutch specialty. They were pretty good, but not as good as in the real Netherlands. I also had this Halloween donut, which was so cute and delicious. My favorite roller coaster was the Voltron, which also had this cool show in the waiting line. I really love that they put so much detail into the Halloween decorations. Some rides were even decorated with like Halloween items. It also looked super beautiful in the evening, especially with these bats hanging in the air. In the evening we also went swimming in the Rilantica pool, which is kind of part of Europa Park, but it's outside of the park itself. This was the biggest, prettiest and most fun pool I have ever been to. There are so many water slides and the atmosphere was just so beautiful. I really recommend going there. So this is the outfit for today. It's a little simple, but I wanted to be comfortable enough to like walk in the entire day. And I'm also really scared to lose my jewelry when I'm in a roller coaster, so I always try not to wear any jewelry when I'm going to a theme park. It was a really fun day again, and I just can't get over how big and how magical this place is. This is the most fun theme park I've ever been to in my entire life. And I also think you can kind of learn a lot about the countries, because there's kind of a lot of history and also a lot of things that are typical for these countries in here, and you will just learn a lot about the countries of Europe. Today is sadly the day that we will go back home. We have to take a lot of trains again and then take the plane back home. But I had a really good weekend celebrating Halloween in Europa Park in Germany. So I'm back home again, and let me show you what I bought as a souvenir in Europa Park. I got this gravestone keyring with a skeleton on it. They sold a lot of Halloween stuff there because it's Halloween, but I didn't really get much else because I was busier going in rides than shopping for Halloween stuff. So that was the end of my week. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope my week was kind of interesting, because this is kind of the most interesting that a week can get for me. If you have any questions about any of the things in this video, like any of the things that I do or whatever, don't hesitate to ask. You can ask me in the comments and I will probably reply to you. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a like and a comment under the video, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!